Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hi, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, Warrior of Love, and welcome back to Soul Talk. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about entities and attachments. And the first question, it will be, what is attachments or what is entities? Well, it's very simple. Everything is made of energy. Everything that we observe around us, it is made of energy, not only us. The same cup of coffee, it is made of energy. Some molecules are more dense than others. And the difference between an entity, it is not different than us. It's just that the density of that energy, it is very different than us. We're in a third, in 3D, in third dimension plane. And that's what we can observe everything that it is in this plane, in 3D. And an attachment or an entity are vibrating as we are, and they're vibrating at a different level than we are. Of course, we have the higher beings, the higher dimensional beings that are vibrating a faster rate. That's why it is harder to see them. But also that apply for the entities or the attachments. They're vibrating at a different rate than we are. So that's why it is hard to see them with our physical eyes, except for the psychics or channels or people that have opened the third eye and they have that one of the gifts that is open. And that's one of my gifts that I have. So what we're talking about, different dimensions and different planes and different vibrations, the entities enter in that. The difference between a higher being in the higher planes is the vibration is so faster and they are moving in a different frequency because they're moving with unconditional love. They're moving in the love and light. So that's where the majority of our community like to talk about. But the difference for the entities are not vibrating at that at all. They have even a different way to feed themselves. And it's not true love, because for them it is very hard to understand even love or feel even love. So when they have, how do we get attracted to them? How would they get attached to us? Well, when we're in fear, when we're in depression, when we have any kinds of insecurities, we are attracting them. We're having an open sign that says, hey, I am here. You go, or you're mad, or you're angry, and you go to a place when you are insecure of yourself and you have not put your own protections, that we're going to be talking about that very soon. And you go to a place and there's a big fight, or there's very dense music, or there's people are fighting between each other and so forth. There are going to be entities in there. So they can, and we have, remember that we always have, as humans, we have the open sign if we're in those type of emotions. So they're going to be attaching to us, and we're not going to notice because we can't see them. The empaths, they are open and they can feel them. Some of them, they can't see them, but no, the majority can feel them. And if you're not aware of your own thoughts and emotions, it is easy for them to attach to you. And I can see that with many of my clients, that they have it like sometimes like a Christmas tree, because it's not only one, it's several that they have all around them, all in their aura, they are around them. So you will say, what happened when they're attached to us? They are going to manipulate us through our thoughts, through our emotions. They're going to be trying to manipulate us in different ways because they need to feed. And the way they feed is through those emotions. So they're going to create more internal fights. They're going to create depression. That's where you can see many people that are psychotic, and you can find it in the mental hospitals, many of them. I'm not denying that there's not a mental health, but many of them, it is caused by these entities. They're going to be more paranoid. They're going to be more pessimistic. They're going to be, of course, they're going to be depressed. Why? Because these entities need to feed themselves, and they're going to feed from that. So they have to cause more harm in a way, so like that they can feed themselves. And in a way, it is like we are feeding them, like putting cat food outside your house, and you're going to have a bunch of cats. You're feeding the cats, so that's why you're going to have more cats outside your house. So in a way, we need to stop feeding them. How? There are many ways to do this. First of all, when an entity or you feel it and you feel your emotions, maybe you don't feel the entity that is attached to you, but you feel the emotions that you're getting sad, that you're having dark thoughts, that you're having emotions are very profound, or simply you're very pessimistic, or you're becoming paranoid, or you're getting angry all the time and you are angry all the time. Well, it is probably that we have an attachment or an entity stuck to us. So what you're going to be doing when you learn to become the observer of your own thoughts and your own thoughts and your own emotions, that's when you can control that. Why? Because no one can tell you what to do. Because we were born, all of us, with a free will. So that's when you can say, okay, this thought it is not mine. And I send it to the sender. That's one way to do it. Other thing that we forgot a long time ago, and this is very important, that all the human beings, we have our heart that is making us being alive. But it's one of our biggest powers that we all have. And that comes precisely from, is one of our biggest powers because we have the capacity to love. Just to remember, at least every 30 minutes to 1 hour when you're having those thoughts, those emotions, and so forth, about beautiful things. That's why we always say, stop and smell the rose. Or when your kid was born, or a puppy, or an emotion that it was beautiful, that you felt love, that you feel connected, that you feel that you did not want to, you were not judging it. You were not, that's why I said when your kids were born, that you just grab that baby and just think in the times that you are loving that baby. You're not trying to change it. You're not judging, oh, how horrible looks that baby, or how terrible looks that baby, or I don't like the nose, or whatever. You're not thinking on those things. You're thinking with just your love. You're not even thinking. You're just giving that baby that's recently born all your love. The same applies for a puppy or a little kitty or a little flower or a beautiful garden or a beautiful view. That's why it's important to connect to the nature, because the nature is always going to give us that hope, that love. Well, bringing back those memories from that beautiful view, that flower, that puppy, that baby, that mother, whatever it is that is making you feel that higher vibration, emotion. Then when you send it back to these entities, that emotion, they're having also not exactly free will, but if they can resist it, they can resist that emotion, they're going to leave immediately. And if they resist it, they are going to be transformed and they're going to give you love back. Remember, we all have a shadow, and we're not afraid of our own shadow. So why you're going to be afraid of a shadow that is projecting outside of you? because that's what it is, an entity. It can come in many forms, like the spiders. I've seen it. I have seen it like a dark shade, like a smog. I have seen it like they have different forms and these entities, but they can be transformed into love. And that's what they just want. Like every single being, they just want to receive love. A flower just want to receive love, a puppy, a human being, little kitty, whatever it is, they just want to feel love. And the same applies for them. They may accept it or not, and that will be their choice. It's not to you to transform it. And if you can't transform it, you send it back to the creator. The creator would know what to do with their own creations because the creator also created those beings. So we can experience and we can learn. Because when we come to this plane, we come to this plane to experience and learn in this planet, Earth, I call it the school. So we're learning different things that these beings are showing us. If we have to learn about fear in the dark, that we are protected, that we're safe. Well, probably we're going to have one of these entities. So we learn that. And the more that you fear them, more we attract them. Because whatever it is in our thoughts, that's what we're going to attract. So if you're sending love, you're saying, I'm safe, I am protected, that's also what you're going to attract. And whatever doesn't resonate to that vibration, it is not going to be attracted by us. So that's why this is important. And they're going to present in many ways, in many forms, like, because remember, they have to feed, and to get to feed, they're going to be presenting themselves to create fear, probably a shadow just passing through, or like a being walking to your kitchen, or knocking in the window, or holding you from a hand, that I have seen that, and I have felt that, or pulling your hair, that I have felt that too, when I used to be in fear, when I did not feel protected. So in that time, I did experience all those kind of stuff. My clients too. But more than you feel protected, you're safe, and you're sending that love back, those beings cannot resist it. And they want to be around you because they can feed. If you don't feed the cats, you're not going to have those cats, stray cats outside your door. The same applies for them. Sometimes we can feel them, we can sense them, we can smell them. For me, it depends on the gifts that you have or the ones that you have developed. Remember, we have many more gifts that we even know. Some of the gifts that we can develop later on, or you just open. The main is to believe in yourself, to know that this gifts become stronger. It's like going to do an exercise and go running. Of course, your legs are going to become stronger. Your muscles are going to become stronger. The same applies for our gifts. More that we use them, more they become stronger. So why they do this? Because they want to scare us. And the moment we get scared, they can feed. So laugh also. That's another way that you can reject these beings. Even if you're very scared, and a being just present themselves in front of you, or touching you, or you're hearing it, or you're smelling it, just laugh. And the moment you laugh, they can't resist the happiness. Even it is fake, they cannot resist it. So just laugh. I have used that many times, and it doesn't matter that I'm being scared. I laugh. And that moment, that being cannot resist it, and it will leave. Remember that you have always the choice. You were born with a free will, and you're more powerful than you ever thought you were. So more that you believe in yourself, more protected you are at the same time. So don't let these beings manipulate you or try to control you. Don't feed those cats, stray cats outside your house in that way. But instead of being cats, those are entities or shadow people or beings that are trying to trick you. And another part of this video, it is when we sometimes they come to us when we're feeling down, and we can see these dark beings, these shadow people that I have seen it too. And in the moment you project the fear to them, they're just gonna trap. They're gonna get like you're gonna be just feeding for them. So just laugh and send them love, and they will not receive. They cannot be with you if you're sending them love or you're laughing. There are many more ways that you can learn to protect yourself and to put shields and so forth. I put shields every time I'm gonna go to a place that I know there's gonna be a fight or there's a density in there. Like I am not a club person anymore. But if I know I have to go to a party or something like that, there is gonna be a lot of people. I'm gonna put my protections. Why? Because I don't know the vibration is gonna be there. I can sense it before I go because I am very psychic. And so I will put my protections before I go to these places. And like that, I can go to a concert if I want because I have put my protections before I go there. So remember, many organizations utilize this kind of tactics, let's put it like that the same entities use. It's not only you have to be aware of the entities that they can come to you or not. Religions, they use this tactic to create fear and control you, manipulate you. Because when you are in fear, you're very controllable. You give your power away. When you're jealous, when you're possessive, when you are trying to control something, you're giving that power away and you're being controlled by what you wanted to control. So just be aware of that. Many politics, governments, schooling, etc., etc. The majority of the organizations that we even see in the TV, etc., that's what they use. A while back, I even stopped watching the news, and because of that, I realized that I was having migraines every time I saw the news. So I stopped watching the news, and my migraines automatically disappear. Why? Because the power is on me, and I'm not letting these entities disturb my own process. I have when they present themselves, there is something that I have to learn from it. So I observe what do I have to learn from this entity of this being, and I work with my own fears or my own emotions. So like that, they dissipate and they leave. Don't forget that you're very powerful. Don't forget that you're loved by the same creator. You're loved by your higher self, by your oversoul, by your guides, by all the beings that are here to help you. You can never be alone. You just have to ask for assistance. If you want to, you can call the Archangel Michael. If that makes you feel more secure. I used to use it more often before. I don't use it anymore because I know my power now. But when I used to fear, I used to use him. I used to call Archangel Michael to come and protect me. I just don't use it anymore. But it's your choice. Whatever it makes you feel secure and love, use it. This is Monica Ramirez, Warrior of Love. And if you want to know a little bit more about how to protect yourself, how to remove these entities from your field, or learn how to become the observer, I'm going to be teaching a class that it is for 6 months, activating your multidimensional energy. And I'm going to be giving a certification for as a healer and as a channeler. So like that, you can practice even with others, not only practice, actually work with others and yourself, of course. So you want to know more information, just contact me. Registrations are open. Thank you very much. This is Monica Ramirez, Warrior of Love. Thank you.